Well, it's another day here in paradise, back at the O'Neill house. We're not on the patio yet, but we're going to get there. Today I want to talk about pork loin. We're actually going to try and make 2 videos today, just to see if we can do it. But this in particular segment is going to be on pork loin. Been doing this quite a few times. I've gotten to where I've kind of got it down where I like it. Something about buying a pork loin though, when you go to the store to buy one, if it's already pre-packaged, read that package. If it's already been injected with something or it's already got something in it, don't buy that one. Just leave that one there and go back to the butcher shop where they're actually cutting the pig up and get just a regular pork loin that's not been injected with anything yet. And I think you get a whole lot better product. The only thing you're going to taste in that meat is what you put in it. So that's what we need to do. So let's get started with this pork loin. First thing I want to do, put it in a pan. That'll help us with our cleanup later. We don't want to make a big mess. Next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to inject this pork, and I'm using just a store-bought Stubbs injection. It actually comes with its own injector, even better. So we've already shook that up off camera. We're going to do it just like that. And I've got about a 2.5 pound, almost 3 pounds of product here. Pork loin. We're going to pull in some just like that. We're going to go down kind of deep. Give it a squeeze. You can see it start to come up as we're injecting that meat. See it start to move up. And I'm going to slowly bring my syringe out as I do that. It's going to leave a trail of, hi Connor, it's going to leave a trail of juice inside the pork loin. So I'm going to continue to inject this just like this. This will take a few minutes. So I'm going to inject that, we'll come back, we'll season it, and then we're going to put it in the fridge for a little bit. So now that we've injected that, we've put several holes in, put it all through it, and I'm going to take the extra that's still laying around, I'm going to rub it down real good with it. For 2 reasons I'm doing that. One, I just like the flavor of it all over it. The other, it'll help my seasoning stick. And the best way to get this seasoning on is take that lid off of it. If I can get it off, just like that. We're going to do it just like this. We're going to go kind of thick on our seasoning, and then we're going to just massage it into the meat, just like this. We really want to get those flavors infused in there. You got the injection, you got this rub that's going on, this dry rub that's, this is kind of my own that I've made, and we'll talk a little bit about making seasoning here in just a little bit. But for right now, we're just going to rub that down. I'm going to cover it back up with aluminum foil, and I'm going to put it back in the refrigerator. We're going to let it set for about 45 minutes to an hour before we put it on the fire, just so all this can start sweating together and all these flavors will blend in with one another, and then we'll put it on the fire. So about 45 minutes to an hour, we're going to put it on the fire. All right, here we are back in the kitchen. We're going to talk about doing some seasoning. You can go to the grocery store and buy seasoning packets or pre-made seasonings. These right here, as a matter of fact, this is a Memphis style rub. This is a Kansas City style rub. Those were $1. They were at the Dollar Tree. So pretty cheap. I don't even know where we got that one. Weber, that's real popular. They're real expensive and I don't like them. Head Country, My all-time favorite has got to be this Creole, put out by Tony's. That's really good stuff. But if you're going to do it at home, you need to get you a sidekick. Like I got Connor here with me. We're going to mix some seasoning up. It's a lot of fun. You can play around with it. If you don't like it, then don't make that seasoning anymore. If you make seasoning, you know what's in it, and you add to it, you write down what you did. So let's get these out of the way and we'll get started. First thing you need to get is a piece of paper. And then you want to get an ink pen. And you're going to write down, you don't have an ink pen? We're going to write down everything we're going to put in this jar. So here's what we're going to do, Connor man. You're going to hold my jar.
Okay.
Can you hold my jar?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, first thing we're going to do on our, this is a general rub that we've been using here. A lot of the videos we do when we season it, this is what we're putting in it. We're going to go 3 black pepper. Alright, don't sniff it now. That'll make you sneeze. And then you sneeze in a jar and get it all nasty. We're going to do 5 salt. And remember, we're just using a teaspoon for each thing. Each item is 1 teaspoon. Or a half a teaspoon, depending on whatever you can get in that one deal. Cumin, we're going to do 1 cumin. This is what I think is the unsung hero of the backyard grill. Cumin and paprika. We're going to do 1.5 of paprika. You're doing a good job, Connor. Now we're going to move to our onion powder. We're going to do 3 of those. What do you think? Is it looking pretty good? 3 of those.
This is tall.
2 garlic powder. It's tall?
Yeah. Well,
yeah. We're getting up to the top of it.
I better show you that.
Okay, better show us. Show it. Oh, would you look at that? Yeah. Turn it so the camera can see it. There you go. And now we're going to go with some red pepper or cayenne pepper. And I'm going to do about a half, maybe a little more. You zoom in on that, it looks like a sand thing you used to do in school when you were a kid.
But
that's what we're going to do. Now we're going to take it, put the lid on it. Always use a glass jar. They're better with not getting moisture. And let Connor shake it. Shake the dickens out of it. There you go. Keep going. Shake it a little more. Alright, now it's showing the sandcastle is gone. Now it's all mixed up. You can go down and you can buy you a shaker at the grocery store. Well, I had one sitting here. Or you can just do this. Whenever you empty one, save the shaker. Pour it in there. Then take your piece of paper, tape it to it. That way you know what's in that in particular seasoning, and then number them. Then you know what you got. Connor, thanks for your help. Tell them thank you for watching.
I want to still help.
Okay. We're going to keep helping. Alright, we're back out here on the patio. Hope you enjoyed our seasoning segment. Guy I work with, Mike Lewis, had told me he tried our cheese dip. He said that he didn't use my seasoning. He wanted to do his own seasoning. And you'd think I might be offended by that, but I am absolutely not. That's what I want to hear. I want to hear people are going out in their yard and they're getting on their grill and they're doing something by themselves, and all I did was inspire them to try something a little bit different. So that made me feel good, Mike. So this video is really for you, and it was your idea, and I was wearing the same shirt that I've worn in the past 2 videos, but that's another story. So here we are. We got our pork loin ready to go in. I'm going to bring that up. You can see how all the flavors and all the seasoning, all of that is kind of gelled together. It looks like a jelly on top of it. That's all gelled together. I've cooked this several different ways. I've cooked it just setting it on the grill. I've cooked it in a pan. I've cooked it every which way you can imagine. I'm going to do it today in a pan. I just think the cleanup is a lot easier. I think you get just as much smoked flavor by doing it that way. So I'm going to set that in here like this. But I'm going to do something a little different too. I'm going to go ahead and add my probe to it so I can monitor my temperature. You can pick these things up at Lowe's or Home Depot, or I imagine Walmart probably has something very similar that it'll help monitor. I know a guy that has one. It actually is a remote control, so he just puts it on next to his cell phone and goes throughout his day and doesn't know. But I'm going to take that, I'm going to pull that up, and I'm going to try and hit right in the middle. I want to get right in the middle of it and shove that probe in there all the way in. So I'm really hitting right about here in that meat. Can you see that? Good deal. Alright, so we're going to hit it right in the middle of there, and we're going to monitor its temperature. What I'm shooting for is a temperature of 140 degrees internal temperature. That's what I want to see. When I say 140 degrees, Then we'll start coming back and we're going to put a glaze on it. We'll do some other things to make it a little pretty. And then we'll get to that in just a few minutes. So, Mike, this one's for you, buddy. Well, Connor's not going to get to stay up with us. Our pork loin's still going. He's been such a big help with seasoning and everything, and now he's got a hold of my apron. And so that's what he was supposed to do, tell everybody good night. So tell them good night.
Good night.
We're so glad you watched. Tell them we're glad we're watching. You're glad you're watching.
You're glad you're watching.
Don't choke yourself. DHS won't approve. Look at your mama. Tell them, see you. Bye.
See ya. Bye.
Well, we're back out on the grill. It's been real close to 2 hours, maybe 5 minutes past that. But we're going to open that baby up, see what we got, and get my big spatula out. We're running 138, so we're pretty close to where I wanted to be. That was a June bug. Nice and tender. And feel it. It's got a nice texture to it, nice bark. Even good to the taste. But I'm going to go ahead and glaze this thing. We're going to take our glaze. I prefer to do it right out of a squirt bottle. Get a good side of that. We're just going to start putting that glaze on just like this right here. Let that drip off the sides. We'll do another video on how to make a glaze another time. There we go. Put that glaze on it real good. I want to get a lot in the pan because it'll help with our moisture content too. So there we go. We've used quite a bit of glaze there. Something else I'm going to do, I'm going to set it right over where my heat's coming out. Get it right there where the heat's coming out. I'll concentrate all my heat on it right here. Like I said, I'm right at about 140. So now I'm going to bring it up to about 150, and that's where it stops. We won't go any more than 150 degrees. And so we got 10 more degrees, and we'll be there. And yeah, we're almost there. So we'll see you in about 10 minutes. Alright, so we're right about 144, 145, and that's good enough for me. We've actually run about 15 minutes longer than I wanted to. So we're going to open it up and see what we got. Grab my big spatula. See how that glaze is set up on there real nicely. It's got a nice color to it. Of course, we'll see it better when we get it in the house. So what we're going to do, we're going to take this in the house, we're going to let it sit and rest for 15 minutes. We're not going to cut it, we're not going to taste it for 15 minutes. So as hard as that is for me to do, that's what we're going to do. So we'll see in just a second. We're going to have a bite or two of this, see how it turned out. Alright, well, we finally finished this baby up. It's been a long process. Pork tenderloin really is pretty a short and simple deal as far as smoking something goes. And why don't you come on in here, have a look at that in that package. Does that not look just beautiful? Nice and glossy. So we're going to pull that, look at that. Yeah, that's yummy. Okay, so we're going to pull that out, cut us off a piece of it. I don't know why you spend the time to do all this. Why you take the time to cook something for several hours and pull it out. Gosh, that looks beautiful. Why would you do that? Well, it's all about this right here. It's all about family. It's something we do together. It's something we enjoy. You know, Connor got involved today. Enjoyed that. This has got some sweet heat. I can feel it in my throat. Oh, would you look at that? All right. There we go. We got a nice smoke ring going there. You can see all the holes where my injection went. Look how juicy that is. Just push it on it. It's got juice oozing out of it. Yeah. Nice and tender. So that was about a 2-hour smoke. Put a glaze on it for another 15. It rests for 15. It's a done deal, baby. Another day right here in paradise.